right, what's good, man? Let's get into it. So, I want to touch on this, you know what I'm saying? Because, no one else is touching on it besides me, best YouTuber out there. All glory to the Most High. But let's talk about this, man. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George failed the Clippers, you know what I'm saying? And I want to give a shout out to my boys, Jordan Francis, you know what I'm saying? He's a big Clippers fan. Want to give a shout out to Josh Johnson, you know what I'm saying? He's a Clippers fan, you know what I'm saying? And I also want to give a shout out to TRL. He's not a Clippers fan, but he just likes to take a dump all over the Clippers for some reason. I don't know why. And TRL, if you're watching this video, I don't know if you ever explained it to me, but if you did, I honestly forgot. Can you please explain to me why you hate the Clippers, bro? But, it is what it is there. But, I know you're going to find enjoyment out of this video because I'm about to take a massive dump all over Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Listen, Kawhi and Paul George, you guys are the two biggest failures I've ever seen in my whole life. I mean, I can remember I was 19 years old. This was 5 years ago. People were saying Paul George and Kawhi Leonard were going to take over LA. They were going to be bigger than the Lakers, that all these little kids in Los Angeles were going to be Clipper fans because of Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, that the new stadium and that this new owner, who I'm forgetting his name, nor do I really care about his name, and Jerry West, God rest his soul. Jerry West must be somewhere in his grave rolling because he really traded Paul George in all these first-round picks and SGA to OKC, giving them a dynasty over this bum team in LA. I mean, my gosh. Let me think. Can we name a super team in NBA history that's failed this miserably? I mean, do you really count the Phoenix Suns of this year as a super team? I mean, they had Beal, KD, and Booker. I don't see that as a super team. So I'm not going to count them. I mean, KD went to Golden State. They won 2 championships. LeBron went to Miami. They won a championship. The Bulls won championships. Shaq and Kobe won championships. The big three, the big four in Boston, they won championships. Kareem going to the Lakers in the 80s, they won championships. Moses Malone going to team up with Dr. J in Philly, they won a championship. Have we seen Dennis Rodman going to the Bulls back in the late 90s? They won a championship. Have we seen a bigger collapse than this? I'm really like someone in the comment section throughout history of the NBA. This is the biggest collapse ever. You got Paul George and Kawhi Leonard on the same team, and y'all didn't even make a finals. The Nuggets made it to the finals before y'all. The Mavericks made it to the finals before y'all. Who else? Curry made it to a finals before y'all. Matter of fact, actually, timeout. Flag on the play. I just thought of something. The two biggest teams that were supposed to win a championship this decade was the Clippers with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard and the Nets with KD and Kyrie. Two biggest failures ever. Literally, two of the biggest failures ever. I just reminded that. Thank the Most High for reminding me of that. And speaking of that, you know what the one common denominator they had was James Harden. They had James Harden on this Clippers team and couldn't do a thing. They could not do a thing. I mean, how do you get James Harden on this team and still couldn't produce? And then not only that, they got Russell Westbrook, another MVP. So let me get this straight. You got a Defensive Player of the Year, a Finals MVP, and a 2-time champion, Kawhi Leonard. You got an MVP in James Harden. You got an MVP in Russell Westbrook. You got a defensive player, one of the best defensive players in the 2010s, one of the best offensive players in the 2010s, someone who's been in MVP conversations, who's been to multiple conference championships with the Pacers, and y'all still couldn't go to a finals? Not one? Y'all couldn't win one finals. One. Paul George and Kawhi Leonard failed this team. I'm not going to blame Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook came in late. He's out of his prime. And Russell Westbrook was one of the best 6 men in the league. James Harden, even though I, make fun of James Harden, I make fun of his weight, I make fun of him because he's a fat piece of garbage and he's a crybaby and a hypocrite, I'm not going to blame him either because he wasn't expected to be on this team. It was Paul George and Kawhi Leonard who were supposed to be the guys. What happened? They fell flat on their face. They fell flat on their face like their shoes was untied. Y'all remember y'all remember the hyping of this team, that they were comparing them to Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan back in the day? I remember this. They had a segment, what's that show Rachel Nichols used to host back in the day? The show that Rachel Nichols used to host on ESPN before they fired her. Was it NBA? It wasn't NBA Today. It was some show that she used to talk about basketball. And her and the rest of these bozos were comparing Paul George and Kawhi Leonard to Pippen and Jordan? Are you serious right now? At least when they added another all-star like Dennis Rodman, they won 3 championships. Y'all added 2 all-stars. Y'all added 2 MVPs. And y'all still couldn't get the job done. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I mean, my gosh, bro. If it wasn't one injury after another, it was another choke job, another this, another that. Like, bruh. LA, y'all might as well just kept SGA for that. Y'all might as well kept SGA for that. SGA's in OKC who's about to... Hey, listen. OKC, they're on the rise up. They only need one. They need that veteran guy. First of all, shout out to my boy Valley for pointing this. I think SGA needs to move to 2 because he likes to score more than pass. So if they move SGA, if they get like a Mike Conley or something along those lines, a veteran or a Kyle Lowry to start at the 1 who wants to pass and be a veteran and play defense and put SGA at the 2, they win the championship. And now they got Isaiah Hartenstein at the 5. They put Chet at the 4. Clippers, y'all about to watch the guy that you did the Clippers didn't draft SGA. Did they draft SGA? Hold on. Let me look. It doesn't matter. Listen. At the same time, at the end of the day, Paul George and Kawhi, you failed. I'm not gonna blame the owner. I'm not gonna blame Jerry West because they did what they had to do. You get 2 guys in their prime. You have people forget. Paul George was in MVP conversations in 2018. Granted, it was hilarious when Dame shot the ball right in his face, but at the same time, Paul George was in MVP conversations in 2018. Kawhi Leonard literally just came off one of the most historic runs in NBA history. So they got 2 of the hottest, no diddy, players, offensive-wise and defensive-wise, coming on their team. And they added James Harden and Russell Westbrook, Mason Plumlee, Zubac, PJ Tucker, Terrence Mann. They got Ty Lue, who I think is a decent coach. And they still couldn't win. They went to 1 conference finals and got swept by the Suns. TRL, if you're watching this, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't you guys sweep these guys? Granted, I get Kawhi was injured, but they still got swept. And I remember that. Wasn't that the same series where Paul George got pushed by Patrick Beverley because Patrick Beverley's a bum who can't play defense and can't do anything? Bro, the Suns made it to the finals. Devin Booker made it to the finals before y'all. CP3 made it to the finals before y'all. Curry with a washed up Clay and Draymond made it to the finals before y'all. Look, and y'all remember when they was talking about, they're going to beat the Lakers. No, they wasn't. I said it before and I said it again. Back in 2019, and I wish I had a YouTube channel back then. As the Most High is my witness, I literally said, I'm taking the Lakers over the Clippers because Paul George will choke. Doc Rivers will be Doc Rivers. The only one that's going to be a consistent bucket was Kawhi. And y'all couldn't even make it to the Lakers. Y'all got bounced by the Nuggets, who bounced y'all again. This is beyond ridiculous. How these 2 bums... Listen, this is why, all glory to the Most High. This is why I'm the best YouTube channel out there. Because I'm holding these bums accountable. And Josh Johnson and Jordan Francis, I apologize, y'all. Y'all know y'all my boys. But I have to give these 2 the smoke. I got to give these 2 the smoke. All the hype 5 years ago. All the hype a couple years ago. I mean, my gosh. Bro, come on, bro. So you know what? It is what it is. That's my thoughts. What are yours? What's your thoughts on this failure of Paul George and Kawhi Leonard? RJ out.